All right, everybody, welcome back to 2 of 4 series previews for the 2023 second round. Today we have the most anticipated series and the series that I am most hyped up for, the Edmonton Oilers versus the Vegas Golden Knights. So, these two teams took pretty interesting path to get to where they are now. We'll start off with the Vegas Golden Knights, who finished first in the Pacific with a 51-22-9 record for 111 points. They are fifth in the NHL, and they beat the Winnipeg Jets 4-1 in 5 games. Of course, that's what 4-1 means. To move on to the second round to play the Oilers. I will admit, and there's been a lot of people that have been underrating and undermining the Vegas Golden Knights, and I'm definitely one of them. Honestly, I didn't really see this team as a team that's really as deep and as good as they really are, and they really are a deep hockey team. They're getting goals from some guys that you may not expect to be scoring goals, which you definitely need for a cup contending team in the playoffs for sure. And they're looking really good heading into round 2. However, they have a much bigger opponent who has not lost in regulation since literally March, and that is the Edmonton Oilers. They have a 50-23-9 record for 109 points. They are sixth in the NHL, and they beat the LA Kings in 6 games to move on and play the Golden Knights. And that is how this second round matchup occurred. This, of course, is the first time in the history of the NHL that these both teams have been playing, or both these teams are playing each other. I don't know what I just said there, but yeah, of course, these two teams, they haven't faced in the playoffs just yet. Vegas hasn't been around for too long, but of course, they're doing it for the first time this year, and it could be a very, very, very fun series, full of offense, very little defense. I'm expecting a lot of goals to be scored and a lot of different things and a lot of surprises to potentially happen, because I do think, and some people are saying that, the Oilers will dominate and so, but I really think this series will be very, very close. So we'll start off with the players. We start off with Chandler Stevenson of Vegas. Excuse me, he is the leading scorer for Vegas. And he is criminally underrated by many different people. 100%. No doubt on my mind about that. Stevenson, 5 games played, 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points. Has been playing at a really high level for Vegas, scoring consistently and doing very well. And he definitely deserves recognition that he is not getting, for sure. And he's been a really solid player over the past couple of years for Vegas, and nobody has acknowledged him really. And he definitely deserves a lot of it. On the other end, though, it's hard to overshadow somebody like Leon Draisaitl, who has had himself an absolutely incredible playoffs. He's been on the ice for every single Oilers goal, and yes, I am not lying about that. It is literally true. Draisaitl in this year's playoffs has 6 games played, 7 goals, 4 assists for 11 points, has played really prominent role in the Oilers series so far, and did really good against the Kings, and I definitely expect that to carry over when they're playing Vegas, because this series will be very close. It'll be a lot of offense, and I think Draisaitl will be the one that is primarily doing most of it. I will be fully honest. On the other end, you got Mark Stone, who, when you think about it, he just came back from injury, and with the way that he's been playing in the playoffs, it's easy to forget that he was even hurt. Stone, 5 games played, 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points. Another really solid player for Vegas, just absolutely scoring at a very consistent rate against Winnipeg. Was a very good passer as well. You can say what you want about the cap rules, but Tampa did it. Chicago did it. There's so many other teams that have done it since that even happened. So, honestly, and Colorado almost did it. But honestly, it's a part of the rules. We can't really change it. So, just it is what it is, honestly. And he plays a huge factor in why they are so good and why. And honestly, without him, I think Winnipeg might even take that series. I got to be fully honest. Stone is that valuable to the Vegas Golden Knights, 100%. It's hard to lose your captain. Honestly, it really is. On the other end, you got Connor McDavid. And it's funny that he's second, even though he's had a really good playoffs. I put Draisaitl over him because he has just been so much better. And that's not a disrespect to McDavid, but Draisaitl has been so unbelievably good. It's just hard to put McDavid over him right now. And I never thought I'd say that. McDavid, 6 games played, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. Still being a really solid player in the playoffs. Of course, I think I said something that he could get like 50 points in the playoffs for some reason. I don't know where I said that, but I said that somewhere. That is definitely not going to happen. He's got to get 40 points in the next 3 rounds. No. But yeah, I honestly do think that, McDavid will have another really good second round. And I think he will ignite in this year's playoff, or in this round, and do very good. I really do think that he will ignite. Again, especially against a goalie like Laurent Brossoit, who has been solid, but he hasn't faced a really offensive team yet. On the other end, you got William Karlsson, who's third in scoring for Vegas. He has 5 games played, 4 goals, 1 assist for 5 points. Karlsson, really solid player, been a really good forward for Vegas. Not scoring at the rate that he used to, but hey, 4 goals in a 5-game series is pretty solid. You need those goals from some of those players on that team for sure. So definitely going to be a prominent player in this coming round. On the other end, you got Evan Bouchard, who has been unreal. Honestly, Bouchard could get paid. And as a guy whose name is Evan and a fellow Evan, it makes me very happy. Bouchard, 6 games played, 2 goals, 8 assists, 10 points, has been a stellar defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers, and I expect him to carry that over into the second round. He's just been awesome, and nobody's really been talking about it either. He's been a dark horse candidate, and really, I think he honestly could win a Norris Trophy in a full consistent season, because I believe this wasn't his rookie year, it was his second year in the NHL, but still has been a really, really, really solid defender for Edmonton, and goes to show their bright future. For goalies, and actually no, we'll start off with players that also I need to give a shout out to. Evander Kane's definitely one of them. Zach Hyman's been solid. Of course, for Vegas, Jack Eichel, I don't have him on here, but he is still a very prominent playoff player. Jonathan Marchessault too looked good. So yeah, they obviously there's a lot of deep players on each team, and of course, with Vegas, they have a lot of depth that I'm not even mentioning right now. Guys that I can't even pronounce. For Edmonton, they got a lot of high-scoring players on there. Nugent Hopkins has looked all right. But of course, a lot of these players need to step up if they're going to have to beat each other in this coming round, because this round is going to be difficult. I honestly do think that these two teams, I think, are very evenly matched. I really do think that. So honestly, I think that I see this one really going 7 games. Goaltending. We'll start off with Vegas. You got Laurent Brossoit, who in 5 games played has a 4-1-0 record, a 2.42 goals against average, and a .915 save percentage. In the Jets games, he was being chanted at the backup, but hey, he swept Winnipeg and swept the 2 games in Winnipeg and won. So, honestly, you can call him what you want, but he's been really good in the playoffs. I do think, though, that if he does have a really bad stint against Edmonton, they probably will bring Jonathan Quicken, which is actually what I thought they would originally do. But obviously, they decided to keep Brossoit in, and Brossoit's played solid down the stretch. So, hey, ride with the hot goalie, I guess. Stuart Skinner on the other end has been good, very good. 6 games played, 3-2-0, a 3.43, not 4.43, a 3.43 goals against average and a .890 save percentage. Of course, Skinner, definitely in his rookie season, has been doing pretty solid. Jack Campbell, though, did step in when he had to win that Game 5. I do expect that to happen. And honestly, or not Game 5, Game 4. But honestly, that Game 4, we could argue, and especially if the Oilers make it to the Cup Finals and if they win the Stanley Cup, we could argue that Game 4 was the turning point of the Oilers' playoffs. 100%. So, definitely something to keep in mind there. As it goes for the season series, it's it's not dead even. It's in favor of Edmonton. However, with the scores, it looks like it would be dead even. And these games have been close. The first one, November 19th, Oilers won that one in overtime. The second one, January 14th, Oilers won 4-3, and both of those games were 4-3. In March 25th, Vegas wins 4-3 in overtime, and then March 28th, Oilers win 7-4, and then an electric win and insane. So honestly, if the Oilers can keep riding off of what they're doing, I could see Oilers in 5 or 6, but I don't really think that. I think the Golden Knights are going to steal some from them here, but I do have the Oilers still winning in 7 games. They're my Stanley Cup pick. I can't not vote against them. So yeah, I'm sticking with my bracket. Go Oilers to the end, but Vegas definitely doesn't get enough credit, and I do think they will ride Edmonton to the brink here, in my honest opinion. But anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. We will get the other 2 out tomorrow. That includes Edmonton and Seattle, and then as well as that too, you have whoever wins in the game between the Devils and the Rangers right now against the Hurricanes. Time recording, it's not certain, but of course, yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.